some big news. I've just signed a fight contract to fight November the 9th, Octagon, Bratislava, against UFC veteran Zhumagulov. I'm really looking forward to it. Here's everything you need to know.
Right, Mr. Aronabi, first things first, have you got a little announcement to make?
I have. I'm going to be making my Octagon return, Bratislava, November the 9th.
Who are you fighting?
I'm going to be fighting Zhumagulov.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually.
What's his first name?
Don't know that, I just know him as Zhumagulov.
I'm going to be fighting against Zhumagulov.
Have you heard much about Zhumagulov before? I've
known about. It's alright. It's going to make more editing, so it's better.
Nice.
So yeah, have you heard or seen much about Zhumagulov?
I've heard and watched Zhumagulov in the past because he's a UFC veteran. I think he's probably had 8 or 9 fights, and I remember I always watched the Flyweight fights in the UFC and watching him and seeing how good he is and how exciting he is as well. He always has like good close fights. So yeah, I do know who he is.
He's on a 2-fight winning streak at the moment. How does that feel for you, preparing for someone who you know is on a 2-fight winning streak?
It doesn't really bother me whether they're on a winning streak or a losing streak too much in terms of preparation. You got to prepare for their skill set, your skill set, getting in shape and doing everything that's necessary. You know, whether they're coming off 5 wins, 5 losses, it doesn't really matter. I just watch his fights, look at what he's good at, see how I can look to do what I'm good at against him and work on those things. But I'm more judging his skill set than the wins and the losses.
Do you think there's any specific challenges that you'll come across in the fight with Zhumagulov?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of challenges he brings to the table. He's very good with his hands and his wrestling. He's got high output. He throws a lot into his shot, so he's going to hit hard. So they're the challenges that I'm excited about, testing myself up on the night and working towards getting that win.
Do you see any weaknesses in his game from what you've seen?
I don't think there is many weaknesses in his game, to be honest. You know, to fight in the UFC and compete at a high level for as long as he did, you're obviously not going to have big weaknesses in your game. I feel like he's well-rounded, he's got a good skill set, and like a lot of his fights in the UFC, he didn't really get finished. There were a lot of decision losses, split decision wins. So he's always been able to compete competitively at that level.
Moving on a little bit to more about the actual fight event itself. Have you been to Bratislava before?
I don't think I've been to Bratislava before. However, I went to Slovakia as a kid to play football for Wales. Scored an own goal, so it wasn't a very good trip for me. But I'm not sure where that was in Slovakia. But I just remember it as a kid, like 14, 15 years old, going there. But I don't know whereabouts in Slovakia it was. It makes sense that I would be there, but I'm not sure.
Obviously, you're going to have to leave Wales to go to Bratislava to fight. Does that sometimes make a difference when you're not fighting in the UK?
Yeah, I love the home support. I feel like I have great people to come watch me and great support. Always like the loudest fans when they're in the UK, for sure. So I'm going to miss that, and don't expect a few hundred people to travel over to Slovakia. Some people will be coming, but I know it's going to be a 30,000 seater event that they're going to be looking to sell out. So I always thrive off the crowd and the energy, and I'm looking forward to testing my skills against that. And I feel like, you know, I'm one who thrives off the crowd, so I'm looking forward to fighting in front of a packed arena.
Do you reckon we'll see a few Welsh flags in the crowd?
We'll see a few Welsh flags in the crowd if they're allowed, for sure.
What can fans expect from your next fight?
I think fans can expect from my next fight a fight. I feel like it's going to be, like I said, all his fights are decisions, split decisions. They're exciting. He pushes the pace, I push the pace. We're going to meet in the middle. There's going to be a lot of output. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great fight on a massive card.